Hey, I have on the board here today this problem I came up with, and the reason I thought this was a little interesting is because typically I've seen a bunch of problems like this, but usually they're where the number on the right hand side is larger. Like it would be something like 3x equals 5y equals, I don't know, 225, let's say. So the reason there's a little twist here is that we have the numbers on the left are actually bigger than the number on the right. But the technique, oh, and one thing I forgot to, I left out something here. We're solving for x plus y over xy. Typically these problems won't have you solve for x or y explicitly because that's usually hard, or it's probably going to be an ugly decimal number. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at just the, we'll isolate the 36x equals 12. I think it's easier to look at one equation at a time. And then what we'll do is we'll just take the xth root on both sides. So then we've isolated 36. And so 36 equals 12 to the 1 over x. And then we're going to do the same thing for the 48 to the y. So we have 48 to the y equals 12. We'll take the 1 over y on both sides. And by doing that, we'll isolate 48. So we have 48 equals 12 to the 1 over y. And the convenient thing about this is when we multiply them together, we're going to get something that's going to be very useful for our answer. So we'll multiply 36 times 48, and we'll get 12, just multiplying the right side. We add exponents, but let's pull this aside. If we can simplify this just by getting common denominators, so we can multiply a y here and an x here, and we end up with x plus y over yx or xy, doesn't matter. And conveniently, that's the same thing that we want, is that exponent. So let's bring that down. We have this in the exact form that we want. And then this number on the left is going to be 1728. So often a key to these problems is just knowing the factorization and knowing some common roots. And the important thing to know here is that 1728 can be expressed as 12 to the third, 12 cubed. So sometimes you can, even though sometimes they say not to play with a calculator, you can use a calculator to get maybe to help you get the prime factorization or find some common squares and cubes for something like this. So now that we have the same base, we can just equate the exponents. So we can say that 3 equals x plus y over xy, and that's what we're asked for on the original question. So the answer is going to just be 3.